Hi there, hi there, hi there. This is Patrice Williams. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for holding on with us. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties today, but I tell you, I love the stream because we can just work through our technical difficulties and just go live when we're ready, right? So this is the Patrice Williams Show, and we have been doing Election Day coverage, and we have a special guest for you all today. I am so excited. Since I heard he was coming on the show last night, I didn't get not a wink of sleep because he's one of my favorite people, and I've never told him that. So I'm going to tell him now in front of you all and introduce you all to one of my favorite people, and I have a feeling he's one of your favorite people as well. And I'm going to give him a few more seconds because he's in my waiting room. I can see him in the waiting room. I can see what he's doing. So I think he's going to get ready. So in the meantime, our chat is live. It is open. I see Lisa has given it away, who we're waiting for. And while we're waiting for him, let me tell you a little bit about, let me just say who it is. It's Congressman John Garamendi. And Congressman, when you're ready, you just give me the thumbs up whenever you're ready. So he's not quite ready yet, I don't think, because when he does, he's going to give me the thumbs up. So in the meantime, you all come into the room. We're going to have a live chat going. And I tell you, it's been an exciting 2 weeks since the election day. I see my eyes are watering here. We've had an excited few weeks since Election Day. Our Election Day watch party was really exciting. We had some really great guests on. And since then, it's become a daily show where we've come up every day to talk about different Election Day numbers. And I think we have the all clear from Congressman John Garamendi. Yep, turn.
Sound around here.
Hello.
There we are.
Hello. How are you?
Delighted to be with you.
Good to be with you. Let me see. I think either your audio is a little low as mine. So let me do another quick mic check.
Give me about a minute. I'm going to run and get some iPods, and maybe that'll be better. So hang on.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to put you back in the waiting room while you're doing that.
Good, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so you all know about our guest that's coming. Let me tell you a little bit about him while we're waiting for that audio adjustment. Right now, Congressman Garamendi is in the U.S. House of Representatives, but he has also served his political career as a insurance commissioner for the state of California. He has been on the federal side. He was a U.S. Deputy Secretary of the Interiors. He's also been a California senator. He has been a California Assembly member, and he has been Lieutenant Governor of California. Did you know that he did all of those, had all of those different career paths while serving as a public official for California? If you knew, let us know. If you didn't, let us know. Should we do another sound check? Okay.
Okay, looking now. Are we working?
Yes.
Well, apparently not. A second.
No, you sound perfect to me.
Okay, then let's do it.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but I was just giving your wonderful background as a public official. You have served in a lot of pretty amazing capacities.
Well, I've had a wonderful, marvelous career and also a fabulous life. Patty and I have been married for 53 years, 54 years coming up in another month. And, 6 children, 14 grandchildren, and it has been a marvelous, wonderful life. And it's not over. I got 2 more years in the Congress of the United States and a lot of work to do.
You do have a lot.
Particularly working with you and the larger Solano community.
So that is actually the reason why I was really excited about talking to you, because you're in this amazing position to have seen various administrations and transferring of power. And so I'm wondering, there's going to be a new transfer of power.
Certainly will be. And, obviously, we have a President Trump who isn't going along with the normal processes of the American democracy. And so, he's causing trouble. But as President-elect Biden says, we'll be patient. But the inevitable result is that this democracy will work and Trump will leave office, for which I am most grateful. The question is, how much damage can he do in the remaining 69 days? And the answer is a lot. And so we got to really be careful. We got to be very, very careful and very aware.
You're jumping right into my concerns. That was one of the questions I had for you, and I know the community has for you. Is there? Well, the question is, in these next few weeks here, besides us making us look bad, is there anything we should be worried about?
Well, of course, there are many, many things. But first of all, let's take a moment to celebrate the extraordinary election and the fact that Biden and Harris had almost 5 million more votes than Trump, and also the sufficient number of votes for the Electoral College. I think a large part of that is due to Biden selecting our wonderful, fabulous California senator. Kamala Harris is an extraordinary individual and an extraordinary addition to the ticket, and she will become president. Not anytime in the next 4 years, God willing, but beyond that, who knows? She may very well be 2024 our presidential candidate. And in that situation, she's going to be able to not only lead, but also help us. I'm going to have to change my sound here. I just noticed this particular system is an enormous power suck, and I'm going to lose you entirely if I don't. Okay. So I know the sound is about to change, but hopefully I'll be able to continue providing you with opportunity here. So the reality is that in the next 69 days, Trump can cause a lot of problems. But what we need to do is to make sure the process of the election continues on and that it not be stopped. And I think we're going to be successful at that. The problems in the national security area are enormous and very important, particularly at the Department of Defense. Being on the Armed Services Committee and chairman of the Readiness Committee, we've been paying very, very close attention and making it clear to the military that they're going to stay off the streets, that the military is not going to engage whatever instructions the outgoing commander-in-chief may give them. Esper's departure and the installation of yes men and women in key positions in the Department of Defense is a major concern. However, the command structure, Miley, the other members of the Joint Chief of Staff, and the commanders of the Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps have made it very clear that it is not their place to engage in any games that Trump might play. And I think that's very, very important. And we're going to support their determination to stay out of this. The Department of Homeland Security and ICE and the other agencies in the Department of Homeland Security are a concern because they seem to have more direct control by the president. So we're watching this very carefully. We would hope that the Republican members of Congress and the Senate make it clear that games are not going to be played. And for the citizens of America, we need to also make it clear, I don't think we need to be in the streets, but I think we need to be very vocal in forums such as this, that the peaceful transfer of power is critical, and it will happen. We expect it to happen, and we don't want any games going on.
Thank you for that, because a lot of us are worried. A lot of us are concerned. And you
so I hope you were able to hear me there.
No, I could see, I could hear you really well.
Are we still connected?
Absolutely. Yeah, the audio sounds wonderful.
You were able to hear that. Were you able to hear that?
We were, yes. We heard that we heard that really well. So thank you.
We obviously have some technical issues that we're still wrestling with here. This being a new system for my iPhone, and my iPad didn't work for it, and it also takes a great deal of power to do this. So I hope we're still with each other.
We are still with each other, and the community is saying that they can hear you just fine.
If we are not, then let us resolve to do this again when I have an opportunity to be properly set up.
Okay. So, but so far you sound good. Can you hear me though?
Are we still together? Hello?
We can hear you perfectly. But I think you can't hear me.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I'm going to go back and try to connect here.
Okay, I'm going to put you in the waiting room in the meantime. So that was awesome. And I can see Congressman Garamendi in the background working with his audio. We could hear him just fine, but I don't think he's able to hear me. Okay, wait, I think he's talking to us. What about you want to test now?
Well, I'm not at all sure that we're still connected.
Oh, I think you can't hear me, but we can hear you perfect. Yeah, we could hear you perfectly though. Okay, I'm going to send you a message in private chat because we can hear you perfectly.
I think we're going to have to disconnect. Maybe I can get back on in a different modality.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm going to disconnect now and then try to come back to you.
Okay, sounds good. So that was awesome. So I tell you what we're going to do is if you have questions, as you could see, as you have questions, I can put you up on the screen if they are short questions. I see you, Allura, and you have a kind of an extended questions. We can all see you in the chat. But we can't see, I won't be able to put you on the long screen because your questions are very long. So this is exciting. And what we're gonna do is talk for a little bit. And I'm gonna also see if I can give you a sense of the direction that we were going to go in. And if Congressman Garamendi gets back in the room, great. If we have to reschedule, great. But the thought process in bringing Congressman John Garamendi on is he has seen so many transfers of power in his seat, U.S. House of Representatives, and it's such a powerful viewpoint. He can let us know now, how do we get involved? My next question to him was going to say, look, we've seen this increased uptick of voter participation. So in California, we know it's increased. We know it has a lot to do with Senator Kamala Harris running and now being our vice president-elect. But the truth is, we have a lot of people that are engaged and watching, and now want to be involved in the process. So how do we do that? How do we take this excitement? And we've seen it before, right? We saw it during President Obama, and when he was elected into office and then reelected, you saw this grassroots excitement. How do we take that excitement and convert that into action and activity? And I see Congressman is back. Let's test his audio.
Hello.
Hello, you're back.
Well, we're learning how to use live studio. This is my first experience, but not my first experience with you. Thank you for hosting us.
No, you are welcome. Thank you for, you are just having these auto problems and you're doing your own technical support.
Yeah, we're learning I'm not a technician.
I think you are. I think that should be wonderful because you are really working with us and being really fluid, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Good to be with you.
Well, and I think that it also explains why you're so good at your job. You're able to be fluid and just kind of work with us. And so let me fill you in and by the way, thank you. We heard perfectly what you said about transference of power.
Mm-hmm.
In the military, and I know I felt a lot better. I see that Tanya Alston also heard what you said and said that you are a member of the Armed Service Committee. So she appreciates your insight regarding a damage that could be caused. So. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you gave us that insight, I know a lot of people are just concerned about it, and you put our concerns at bay. But what the other reason why I was so excited about talking to you is because you've seen so many transfers of power, and looking at, and I haven't seen the full numbers. I just know that our California voter registration numbers were up, voter participation numbers were up, and I believe that probably transfers to Solano County. Although I haven't had time to kind of pause and see how much the increase were, but I know we had an increase in voter registration, and I know we had a increase of voter turnout. And my question is, how do we take that excitement, that engagement, that voter excitement, and transfer it into community engagement? How do we all get involved?
Well, there are several ways that that will occur. First of all, many of the local candidates, city council, school boards, and supervisors and so forth, those elections often occur in the off year. And so when those elections occur, the energy in this 2020 election is transferable to the local elections. And so that's the first place. In anticipation of those elections, the engagement, civic engagement, also beyond running for office and assisting people in the election process, it also means being aware and participating in the city council meetings, making sure that the elected members know your views, and when appropriate, when the issues are before the city council, the school board, the water district, or the supervisors, that you are there, that you make your views known on the issues that you're involved in and care about. And so that is part of civic engagement. The other part of civic engagement are the civic organizations, one of which I know that you're involved in. and I think you even created it. So those organizations, you build and grow those organizations, participate where you want to, where it fits. There are the old traditional organizations, the Rotary clubs, the women's organizations, the Farm Bureau, the Chamber of Commerces. Some of those Chamber of Commerces are oriented to the ethnic groups, the Latino Chamber, the African American Chamber of Commerce, and then there are the military organizations, which are very organized and exist in the Solano area, principally because of the old naval base at Mare Island and Travis Air Force Base. Out of those bases, there are traditional veterans organizations and traditional military organizations, and they all need you and others to participate, to join and to participate. They become a power structure to set direction, to address issues. And I would encourage anybody that's on this call to engage in those organizations that fit their particular interests.
Thank you. And thank you for the shout out for BWAPA, Solano Napa chapter, and the Solano Black Chamber of Commerce. I'm on there. I'm a vice president on that board. Solano Chamber of Commerce. I saw someone that comment that's on that board. And thank you. And you know what I've realized is through the pandemic is it really allows us to get involved, from home, in the safety of our homes.
Well, exactly. And frankly, it's far more efficient. You're not driving, whatever. For me to drive to Lake County, it's a 3-hour experience. And I can do that now assuming I can make the system work, which we've already discovered is a challenge. I can do it in a matter of moments. The other part of our civic engagement, which I went right past, but it's central, and that is the democratic organizations upon which I depend, one of which is yours, and the Central Committee, the Democratic clubs that exist usually in the city of Vallejo or Fairfield, Vacaville. Those organizations are extremely important as a power center for the election, both locally, nationally with the Senate, House races, and of course the presidential race were extremely enabled by the democratic organizations that exist in our area.
Yeah, one of the members of I believe she's the director of the Northern Solano Democratic Club, was just speaking about you on Friday, and that you had just come to see them virtually. So
exactly, and I would encourage all of you who are involved in those organizations that I'm available virtually. Now that I'm familiar with this studio organization, I can better handle it. I'm an expert at Zoom and Teams and so forth. So sign me on. Debbie Gibbs is on the line, and maybe another one of my staff are on the line. And get in touch with us, and we'll set it up. In fact, Debbie, if you're still there, our Veterans Advisory Group on December the 7th, we're going to set up a Veterans Advisory meeting and do it by Zoom so that I get that input as we go into the final appropriation process, the final NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act Conference Committee, and make sure that the veterans issues are both in the appropriations as well as in the National Defense Authorization Act. And of course, there is the next Congress that begins in early January.
Debbie, if you put the information for the Veterans Advisory meeting, if you have it at your fingertips and cut and paste it, I will paste it into our main chat. But I tell you, Congressman, you hit on another point that I was going to ask you is about your advisory groups. I remember when I was, I don't know if you know, but I was one of your Women of the Year and got to see you and Patty. Was it Dixon? I don't remember.
Well, I remember that you were one of our Women of the Year. We had it done virtually this year. It was different. We weren't able to get together. We did it virtually. And we had, I think, 40 some women throughout the 8 counties, all of them selected by their peers from their local communities. It was really very, very good. However, I missed the personal interaction. So hopefully next fall we'll be past this pandemic and we'll be doing it. And of course, we would welcome your attendance, and as we welcome all of our past Women of the Year. It's an extraordinary, it is Debbie Gibbs and Patty's best event of the year.
It's an amazing event, and I will tell you that I went to it when I was one of your Women of the Year, and then the year after, I met so many women that are in my life today.
Wonderful. And you know, there's another network. It continues, many informally, but we keep in touch with, we must have well over 200 women now. This was our 7th year. And boy, I'll talk, I learned this a long time ago with Patty, and that is, if you want something done, get a woman to do it.
That's right.
Men are just not good at following through. Women get it done.
I love it. But I tell you what I also learned was that you have different advisory committees. And I was thinking about you this morning. I know at the time you had the Small Business Advisory Committee and the Transportation Advisory Committee. And I'm wondering if you still have it, if you're going to continue that on, because small business is different than it was 9 months ago. You know, the way we have to survive is different. And I'm wondering if some of us can't be a part of that advisory committee for you.
Well, let's make it happen. Debbie and I were talking, our entire staff was talking last Friday about how we're going to operate for the next, probably the next year, certainly for the next 10 months. This pandemic is going to be with us. We're going to continue to do social distancing almost certainly until midsummer and perhaps on into the fall. And therefore, we are setting up advisory meetings. We're setting up and we want to Zoom into, or any other mechanism, into existing organizations, making myself and my staff available as we're doing now. So if there are other organizations that any of you belong to, get in touch with Debbie and we'll Zoom in and participate for 15, 20 minutes, half hour, whatever the appropriate time is, and talk about the issues of the day. Yes, we will have advisory meetings, and we'll certainly welcome any of your small business groups to join us on those advisory boards. They're certainly open to additional participation, and we'll make that happen.
That sounds good, because I think it also, the transportation, for a little while, I was on the MTC Transportation Policy Board, and just being one of 2 voices for regional transportation policy and issues. And I was just thinking about you this morning. I'm like, you know, if Congressman is doing Transportation Committee, we all need to be involved in that, because that also looks different through the pandemic and beyond, transportation.
Well, you're correct about that. Right off, the transportation agencies would have gone bankrupt were it not for the emergency support legislation that we passed in the spring and early summer. We now have what we call the HEROES bill, which we passed out of the Congress in June and again in September with a slightly different version of it. It has been stuck in the Senate with Mitch McConnell's graveyard ever since. So that's almost 5 months now. We need to get that done because that provides critical money to keep the transportation systems going as their ridership has plummeted. And so that is task one. We will continue to do advisory board meetings for transportation. Again, get in touch with Debbie and we'll we'll try to expand and make sure that every voice is heard. Right now, I would urge you and others to work directly with the Solano Transportation Agency. They are doing the best they can with the highway portion of it. The public transportation is of critical importance because their funding is dependent now upon the support that the federal government has provided, and we're going to have to continue to provide it as people will shy away from getting on a bus. That also brings us to personal protection gear, all from face masks to other kinds of N95 masks for the drivers and for people that want to get on that need to get on these public transportation systems.
So Debbie Gibbs has given us the following advisories: transportation and infrastructure, women's advisory, veterans, and ag is what we have so far. Yep. And so what I'll do is I'll put that in the chat. So I want to tell you, I'm telling you all my secret things that I've always wanted to tell you, and I get to tell you in public. So
well, keep going.
So years ago, I want to say it was over 10 years ago, I, as a small business owner, one of my mentors, Aziza Davis Goins with the Sacramento Black Chamber of Commerce, said, you need to get involved in doing business with the government certifications and procurement. And I called your office, and your office said, he's having an event, the congressman is having an event in Fairfield at the county administration building, come. And I got all prepared and I came, and that event changed my business. At that event, I met you. At that event, I met the folks at the Small Business Development Center. At that event, I was able to get a contract a week later from Solano College. And I just knee deep into certifications, and I became a, all these acronyms, women-owned, business certified.
Right.
But all of that started with your event. I don't believe I would have gotten involved at that time. I wouldn't have gotten that contract if you hadn't, had that event and had it, and it was so well organized. Is this something that you're going to be doing more of?
The answer is yes. And you've just given additional encouragement to me and our team. I know that Debbie's on the phone. She's my deputy chief of staff and district director. So the answer is yes. And it's particularly important because small business has just been clobbered by the pandemic. One quick going back to the HEROES Act, the previous legislation, the CARES bill, was drafted by the Republican Senate, and it focused on big business, big corporations. There was some support, but grossly inadequate support for the small businesses. Going forward in the HEROES bill, the Democrats are drafting this, and it will be focused on small business. everything from restaurants to events, small theaters, for example, and I don't know, all of the kind of small businesses that have just been devastated by the pandemic. Hopefully we'll get that done. It's not yet there. Now, if we are able to do that, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything in November, December, because I will be back in Washington. But we will, at the first of the year in the new Congress, set up a series of small business opportunities, exactly as you described the one that you participated in. We'll probably have to do it virtually, and possibly in January, we'll be able to do this. What we need to have is access to organizations that can bring their people to the event. And you happen to be one of the access points. And so as soon as we're able to get this up and going, maybe in December, we will contact you, we'll contact the Black Chamber of Commerce, the Latino Chamber of Commerce, others, and make sure that the people that are normally on the outside get inside. We'll make that our goal. Please help us do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a feeling you have all the contacts that you need, but I can also give you contacts into any chamber, any business group that I know of.
Good.
This is a breath of fresh air. This is something that we've been waiting for. The Solano Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has done procurement work statewide. You have people that are 8A certified. There's people that need to get 8A certified. We're thinking with the new census what is it called? The redistricting.
Right.
We'll know where what do they call the business opportunity regions are. I think I'm calling it a little something off. But we'll really be able to bend into certifications. But what I love about that event you had, not only did you get opportunities on, you got Debbie Gibbs. She's like the angel on the shoulder, huh?
Well, she is for me. I'm not sure how we're going to do this, and we'll certainly seek advice. But if I recall at the event where you were, we had maybe 8 or 9 organizations that support small business. I also remember back in 2009 and 10 that we had we were coming out of the Great Recession, and we were doing job fairs. Right now, we may have to do job fairs again as a result of the current pandemic employment problems. But I think we'll focus on the business side of it and make sure that we have organizations that support businesses available virtually. So anyway, we need to organize that. I am not sure. My sound system seems to have changed. Am I still on with you?
It's perfect.
Oh, good. So I just noticed that I am low on power. So I'm going to have to wrap this up. But let's get, Debbie will be back in touch. We will organize ourselves to set up a small business meeting, probably in January, possibly in December. We'll seek your help. You can invite folks. If this thing works out, we'll rely on you to invite people to it. And any suggestions that you have about organizations that can support other small businesses, we'll be happy to include them in the organization. In the meantime, know that my office is available virtually. I've instructed my office, given the surge in cases that are going on in our region, that we will remain a virtual office through the next quarter of next year. So the first quarter of next year, and then we'll see where we are, whether we'll be able to open up again or not. But we've been able to be very efficient using virtual offices. And if I can rely upon you as a source of data and information, and your folks that are on the call with you, I would appreciate that help.
You have me as a partner. Absolutely, community
Wonderful.
partner for life. And if there's ever a special announcement, because I'm hearing gossip that you may be tapped for senator to fill Kamala Harris's position. That's the rumor, sir.
Well, it would be a great honor and privilege, although I think I'm on what is known as the long list, not the short list. So I wouldn't expect that to happen. There's some folks that are on the short list that are exceptional, and they would bring the continued diversity that Kamala has brought to the Senate seat. So I look forward to an announcement probably from the governor's office, not anytime soon, but I don't believe I'll be on that. I'm on the very long list here. So anyway, I love my work. I am very thankful that you and others have given me an opportunity for another 2 years in the Congress of the United States. So with that, I'm going to say thank you so very much, and look forward to our next conversation.
Me too. This has been wonderful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye now. So that was a lot of fun. Wasn't that great? What I'm going to be posting for you all on this stream later today is how to reach Congressman John Garamendi's office. I will contact and connect with Debbie. Debbie is off as well, but we'll post that information along with information about how to connect to those advisory committees. We've gotten a lot of great information today from Congressman John Garamendi. He talked about a job fair. He talked about a small business and procurement fair. He talked about advisory committees. These are great ways for us to bend into our community and be a voice. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This has been a lot of fun. We're going to be having continuous ongoing events, and you're going to have to stand by to see what they are. We're planning some really great things. If you would like to be a guest on our show, I'm going to post right now our email address to Lisa Clinton. And I talk faster than I type, sorry. There we are. There you are, Lisa. Your email address is on blast. So anyway, this has been fun. This is the Patrice. My name is Patrice Williams. I'm your host. I'm going to keep doing some daily updates, and then we're going to go to weekly for 22 minutes with Patrice really soon, I think in December. So with that, it was good to see you all. Take care, and I'll see you next time.